Oh my God. This might be the biggest zoinks moment I've had in 2021. I'm hopeful you're here to share it with me. And if I earn it, to click that red subscribe button down below. It'll be the only way you find my videos, given how buried they are by YouTube. And I appreciate you for subscribing. Now, on this channel, seriously, I do appreciate it. Thank you. On the channel, I talk about kind of this woke culture, and I push back against a lot of the most absurd stuff, which often gets me painted as, you know, by the groups of people that are like, well, if you aren't completely with us, you're against us. I can make fun of woke culture, but still be pretty darn woke myself. I mean, at least I consider myself pretty inclusive. You know, I am a fan of, or I support using appropriate pronouns when asked by somebody who you respect and appreciate. I don't appreciate getting browbeat by others to put pronouns in your bio. I thought that was a normal take. I support gay marriage 100%. I've attended several, and they're a blast. More fun than most weddings I've been to before. And, you know, there are a lot of things I enjoy. I want to save the environment. I'm anti-corporation. All the things that most people would consider are liberal. But then there's this, like, section of weirdos that you'll hear commonly referred to as leftists or, you know, intersectional feminists, things like that, that are constantly inventing new language for their purse puppies, because that's exactly what women and minorities are to the woke leftists. They're purse puppies. They don't actually care about black people. They care about other white people seeing that they care about black people. So they virtue signal on Twitter. They use terms like Latinx. No Latino uses that term. I don't believe that there are Latinos. I'm not talking about woke Latinos on Twitch. I'm talking about, I go down to the south side of Milwaukee. I would probably get jumped if I called a Latino a Latinx, because they would assume it was some sort of slur. Okay, there isn't a single Latino that I know that doesn't burst out laughing when I ask them what they think of the term. The exact same is true for Womxn, spelt with an X. It accomplishes the exact opposite of what these woke morons think. So Twitch puts out this tweet. Oh boy, it's hilarious too. March is Womxn's History Month. By the way, no, it isn't. This whole let's take an entire month to celebrate something, it's crap. It's the new Hallmark holiday. That's what it is. You know, how far has February strayed from really being a Black History Month and more a woke corporations changing their banners and selling you crap month? It's the same thing with this. It's an advertising tool. You know, it gets Oreo's Twitter account to tweet, trans people exist. I don't care what corporations think about this stuff. Make the cookies. If there's a single member of the trans community that feels validated by a super huge mega corporation tweeting that trans people exist, I'd like to talk to you. I really want to understand that mindset, because the trans folks I know just want to get on with life and be treated like anyone else. And that's why they're such important purse puppies to these you know, kind of fake woke idiots. And I'm going to explain what I mean. March is Womxn's with an X History Month. Join us in celebrating and supporting Womxn with an X, creating their own worlds, building their own communities, and leading the way on Twitch. Now imagine, so the term, I've told you, and as Wikipedia will also say, the term has been praised as being more inclusive than women with an E and other alternative spellings. Okay, that's what these people are trying to say. Conversely, it's also been criticizing for implying that trans women are not women, being unnecessary, confusing, and conflicting with uncommonness of MXN to describe men. No woman on the planet wants to be called woman with an X. period. If they do, they're just a crazy person. And I bet you the rest of the gender disavows them. And Dankula points out exactly the point. Imagine being trans and fighting your whole life to be considered a full woman, and they instead change it to woman with an X to point out that you're still trans. Lamau. Woman is an alternative spelling with an X is an alternative spelling to avoid the generalized isms to be inclusive of trans and non-binary. So you create a new word. So it's accomplishing the exact opposite of inclusiveness. Look, I know that there are people out there that still have hang-ups, you know, and it's such a weird thing because, you know, this is going to be some uncomfortable facts. Most humans on the planet will never in their life interact with somebody who's trans. That's how small the community is. It's a fraction of a percent. So it's understandable when there's pushback, you know, where the other 99.7% of the population has to make some change for a tiny group of people. I understand that. And heck, I even rock with it in some cases. But I understand people who have their own beliefs about the trans community. For me, if you tell me you want, you know, you identify as a woman, we're good. I don't care. It's literally hurting nobody. You know, it doesn't hurt me to be nice. Now, and I also think, by the way, people that purposely misgender trans people, it's mean and it's pointless and it's just, I don't know. I don't rock with that. I understand people that, you know, don't accept it or have religious reasons for it. I accept you, but I don't accept people going out of their way to mess with somebody. For the most part, you know, I know a few trans folks who just want to get on with their life, and I assume that's what most are like. But again, we have this term. Sorry for that kind of a rant, but it's frustrating to me because, like, we're worried about this thing that affects literally the tiniest group of people. Also, a group of people that just want to get on with their life and live a quote-unquote normal life. As normal as can be normal. And who can really even say what normal is? My position's always been live and let live. Like, if it doesn't affect me in a negative manner or infringe on anyone else's rights, I'll call you an androgynous tree person and use ent as your pronouns if that's what you want. It doesn't hurt me to do that. And it doesn't hurt you to ask me to do that. When you get legal ramifications in or you get fired for not doing it, that's where I draw the line, okay? So I think we understand each other. Let's take a look. Let's see. Mark Dice, if you haven't been keeping up with the idiocracy that's plaguing America, the Marxists are afraid to spell the word woman because it contains the word men. So they changed it to woman with an X. Let's take a look at the reply. We've got my reply here, moron spelled with an X, 200 likes. We've got Vito here. Him and I just had... By the way, Vito and I have our fun little spats on Twitter, but we're cool. We're fine. For those too lazy to look it up, woman with an X is a made-up word for weirdos who live in a bizarre realm where nothing is ever woke enough for them. And that's exactly right. Here you have Melanie Mack, a friend of mine. I'm all on board for appreciating women, but the women with an X spelling is so weird to me, and I don't identify it with at all. Trans people don't identify with it either. This is just woke white people with too much privilege and time. You see, Josiah rises here when you're so woke that women are no longer accepted. This entire thread. Here's Carnage saying, you know, trying to walk the line. The motive is solid. The direction is good. Take the tweet down. Replace woman with an X with women and pop it back up. Again, sometimes overly inclusive can lead to exclusive. The thing is, the term, there's rackets. You know, I think the term woman with an X is never about being inclusive. It just never has been. It's about being exclusive. It's about categorizing a group of people and then using that, weaponizing it. Look at all these replies. Jesus, what trans people want to be called woman? What trans people want is to be called woman, not woman with an X. How did anyone miss the memo? I'm literally pulling my hair out. This is like a hilarious backfire. The very people they're pandering to are dunking on this. Message to my followers: don't ever use the term woman with an X under any circumstances. It is more inclusive. It is not more inclusive. It is a dangerous term that literally serves to exclude trans women by implying they're not women. Twitch, get your stuff straight. Unacceptable. Stop using woman with an X. It was created by TERFs to exclude. I mean, excuse me. Don't use woman with an X. It's not to be inclusive. If anything, it feels super turfy. It makes trans and non-binary women feel like they're woman light. Who the F signs off on your decisions on social media? This has been an absolute bloodbath. Again, women, first of all, no normie woman, no regular everyday woman, or, for example, Latino, would ever identify with these terms. It is not inclusive. It is a made-up SJW buzzword. Why are we letting these idiots control our language? I mean, here's a woman, Lindsay Wego. I'd rather be called a B than a woman with an X. Well, yeah, of course. Here's Shoe on Head, my hot take on women with an X. I'm not going to play that video. Stop trying to make woman with an X a thing. It's not a thing. I mean, it isn't. Trans women are women. The use of women with an X as an attempt to be more inclusive implies that we are not women. Again, I know I have viewers on all sides of the aisle in terms of, trans women are women. It's okay for you to hold your beliefs as long as you're okay with me holding mine. I don't have any problem with things that don't negatively affect others or infringe on their rights, and therefore I support everyone living their best life. And that includes, people who, I strongly disagree with in a lot of cases. It doesn't affect me. I don't have anything to say about it. What I think is hilarious is that Twitch is getting dunked on by the woke left, the very people they were desperately trying to pander to. My guess is they're going to take this down. My guess is it's still up. It's currently getting almost double ratioed. Compared to 1.9 thousand likes, it has 4,000 quote tweets. Get out of here. If you stream on Twitch, you should be embarrassed for your employer. Make sure you check out Alt Tech, especially my channel on Odyssey or BitChute. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.